Well, this is Hank from my hospital bed, and tomorrow I'm going to be literally unplugged, Hank unplugged. Tomorrow I'll be released from the hospital, and kind of wanted to explain to my friends and those who follow the ministry of the Christian Research Institute why I've gone dark for a while. I've had a profound experience with the Lord in my 40 days and 40 nights in the hospital. And after coming out of ICU, it was very, very, very difficult to explain what was happening to me. Some of you know that there was a book that I recommended a number of months ago by Jean-Claude Larcher. The book was titled The Theology of Illness. And in that book, Jean-Claude Larcher talks about how God isn't interested in healing us physically. He's interested in healing the whole of us. And I've gone through that deep spiritual surgery. Many months ago, when I was first diagnosed with cancer, there was a verse in the Bible in Psalm 118 that said, "You will not die but live and proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord has chastened you, but he has not given you over to death." And I have believed that verse applied to my life, not presumptively, but I believed that the Lord wanted to do some deep spiritual surgery on me, and I want to proclaim what the Lord has done, but all of that in good time. I never expected what would take place over the last 40 days. When I first came into the hospital, it was sort of business as usual for me. Usually I see the challenge, I try to meet the challenge, and oftentimes depend on my own sufficiency. And so I was on the treadmill every day and doing that which people thought was quite extraordinary in my condition. And then all of a sudden, I'm hit with a Ebola, well, I don't know if it's Ebola, but I guess it wasn't Ebola, I don't know. Be more precise about the medical situation probably later on in other videos, but all of a sudden I'm just hit with a infection that completely undoes me. As many of you know, I almost died in ICU a few weeks ago now, and but as the Lord said, if these words are indeed for me, and I believe they are, you will not die but live and proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord has chastened you, but he has not given you over to death. And so in the period following ICU, I was completely helpless. I needed others to bathe me, to take care of just basic needs. And I came to an end to myself, my own self-sufficiency, such that it is, and became completely dependent. And during that period, the Lord did that spiritual surgery that I alluded to earlier. It has been transformative in ways that are hard to express. I'm only thankful for every single moment of that experience, every single moment of what I've gone through over this journey. It's all useful for the Lord's kingdom, and I trust that the Lord will allow me to bless others through it. So every day I've been thinking about those that pray for me and care for me, and sometimes wondered, perhaps my lack of communication meant that I was in bad shape in your minds, and indeed I was, but the Lord has steadily restored me. I'll be leaving the hospital tomorrow, Lord willing, sometime in mid-afternoon, I imagine. And then I begin this recovery. I'm kind of like a baby. And I mean that metaphorically, but in a real sense as well. A baby needs their immune shots, their immunization shots. A baby needs to protect themselves from the environment that can cause harm. And I'm sort of in that state where I'm very vulnerable and susceptible to diseases from the outside that can be debilitating, and so the next 100 days is going to be significant. I think I'll be able to work and be productive, but nonetheless, I have to be very, very careful. And I'll be in sort of semi-isolation, meaning that certainly can't be around any large crowds and the like. So, yeah, just, excuse me, wanted to give you this update. I'm deeply grateful to the Lord. My relationship with the Lord has never been on the level that it is right now. The intimacy, the dependence, the love I have for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is indescribable. And so is my love for those who are Christians, followers of Christ, and those who have so faithfully prayed for me. I do not deserve all of the prayers and the love and the support that I have received. Is simply overwhelming at times, and just want all of you to know again that I'm deeply grateful for your prayers and for your support and for your encouragement, and your prayers have meant not just the fact that I'm going to be out of the hospital tomorrow, which is an answer to prayer, but the fact that the Lord has, I'll find an adequate way of expressing the spiritual surgery maybe in days to come, but the Lord has certainly performed surgery on me, spiritual surgery, and for that I am deeply grateful. So once again, thank you for your prayers and for your support. Lord willing, this will be my last video from the hospital, and hopefully we'll be able to connect again soon. God bless.